Hello and welcome to Yoga with Glenn. I'm Glenn. Today I have a nice vinyasa flow that's centered around unity. As we come together on our mats, we'll explore the interconnectedness of our bodies, our minds, and the world around us. Please like the video, consider subscribing to the channel, hop into something comfortable, hop on your mat, and let's get started. To begin our practice today, meet me here in Sukhasana, or easy cross-legged seated position. I recommend on a bolster or pillow, just to make yourself more comfortable. And as we move through this practice today, we'll bring a sense of unity to ourselves and to the universe. If you'd like, you can relax your eyes closed and begin with just a soft, easy inhale and a nice, easy exhale. As you inhale again, try to inhale a little bit more air each time. Maybe open the mouth, inhale through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose, filling the belly. Exhaling through the mouth, letting that go. Inhaling through the nose, filling the belly, feeling the ribs expand. And exhale through the mouth, letting all that go. Let go of that tension, stress maybe you're holding on to. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly, fill the ribs. Keep going and feel the chest lift. As you open mouth, exhale, let go of that tension, that stress, as we ground and we settle in to the space. Continue to breathe like this on your own. And with each breath, imagine a thread of light going to the ground and to the sky above. Feel the unity of these two elements, the earth and the air, as they ground you and expand simultaneously. Whatever came up for you there, just release that thought. Slowly roll the eyes open. And we'll begin with a little bit of warm-up. We'll warm up the neck. So with an inhale, exhale, dip the right ear towards the right shoulder. Roll the chin down. And as you inhale, left ear to left shoulder, chin up to the sky, and reverse that circle. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder, chin down to the chest. Inhale on the way up, right ear to right shoulder, nice and slow, chin up to the sky. We'll reverse that circle again, right ear, right shoulder with an exhale. Chin down to the chest. As you begin to inhale, left ear to left shoulder, chin up to the sky, hold there, exhale, chin all the way down the chest, straight down. Inhale, lift the chin all the way up. As you exhale, come back to center, nice and slow. Now take your fingertips, place them on your shoulders. Don't scrunch up in the neck, but nice space between the shoulders and the ears. And begin to just roll slowly. You can keep the elbows pointed forward. Maybe as your circle gets a little bigger, you can go full range of motion. And just try to keep the shoulders away from the ears as you roll bigger and bigger. Excuse me. Bigger circles with the elbows, as big as you can. And pause there in the center and reverse. Big circles in reverse. big as you can, and start to make these circles just a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. Maybe move that circle towards the front. A little bit smaller, about the size maybe of a golf ball, nice and slow. Bring the elbows together to touch. Bring the elbows as far away from each other as you can. Bring them into touch once more. Far away, touch, almost touch. Bring them back to a neutral position. Release the back of the hand on the knee. Inhale, circle the arms up. And drop the right arm. Take a lateral bend to the right. Keep placing the hand on the ground, both sit bones on your prop or on the ground. It's a nice, easy lateral bend. Inhale back up to center. Drop the left hand, raise the right. Left hand on the ground. Take a lateral bend as you exhale to the left side. You take a breath here. Inhale back to center. Drop the arm once more. We'll take that lateral bend over to the right. Really getting long here in the side body. Take a breath. And when you're ready, inhale back up to center. Drop the hand, opposite hand rise, and then lateral bends over to the left. Nice and long in the right side body. Inhale back up to center. Drop the hands. Bring the hands and arms forward and up. And then take a twist to the right. Placing the left hand on the right thigh. Right arm on the ground behind you. Chin falls towards the back shoulder. Inhale, chin to front shoulder. And exhale, chin to back. Move nice and slowly, gracefully. Inhale, hands and arms come forward and up. And then exhale, take a twist to the opposite side. Chin falls towards the back shoulder. Still nice and tall in the spine. With an inhale, chin to front shoulder. And exhale, chin to back. Arms come forward and up. And place the hands in the lap. Focus on the flow of energy within you, uniting body and breath. Slowly start to remove yourself from your prop and come into a neutral table posture. Shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees. And begin with some spinal warm-ups. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, lift the chin for cow pose. Take an extra breath here. Feel the belly expand down towards the earth. And exhale, round into cat, but as you round from the hips first. So tuck the hips and then start to round the rest of the body. Shoulder blades reaching over the side of the rib cage, setting the spine up towards the sky, tucking the tailbone, and then eventually dropping the chin towards the chest. Take an extra breath here. In cat pose, you can release the toes if you like also. And as you inhale again, from the hips come back. Slowly as the rest of the spine follows with an inhale, lifting the chest and chin, tailbone towards the sky, belly towards the floor. To enhance this, you can bend at the elbows, sending that tailbone up even more. And then as you exhale and prepare to go into cat, move from the hips first, tuck the hips, and then round the rest of the spine, one vertebrae at a time. An extra breath here in cat pose. To enhance your cat pose, you can come up onto your fingertips, sort of this spider hand, almost like you have a little teacup under your hand. And walk your fingers back towards your knees for super cats. And you can release that, keeping the tailbone tucked. And as we move with an inhale back into cow pose, move from the hips first, and then begin to move the rest of the spine. Eventually the chin raised, chest lifted, belly dropped towards the earth, tailbone towards the sky. Nice easy inhale, extra breath. And then as you exhale and you're ready, move from the hips down into cat pose. Or maybe it's up into cat pose because the spine is going up towards the sky. Fingertips, if you like again, walk them back. If not, arrive in a nice, neutral table posture. Tuck the toes if they're not tucked already. Press yourself back into a downward facing dog. And since this is our first one of the day, let's get it right and let's make it work for us. So press the floor away with the hands. Nice space between the ears and the shoulders. Nice line, neutral neck. Nice line from the neck to the tailbone. As we're lifting up with the tailbone. Your feet, if your heels don't touch the ground, that's okay. You can walk them in slightly, or you can just make sure you're pressing back against the balls of the feet. And if you like, you can start to pedal the feet slowly, just to bring a nice stretch to the calves, to the hamstrings. And you're free to do this anytime you like in a downward dog. Just make it work for you. Now when you're ready, look towards the front of your mat, and with little baby steps, start to walk yourself towards the front of your mat, feet between the hands, feet shoulder width apart, and slowly, one vertebrae at a time, slowly straighten the legs, roll up, start to stack the spine. As you roll up into Tadasana, our mountain pose, energy through the feet, connecting with the earth, thighs pressed against the bone, hips are level, space between the arms and the side body, open heart space, shoulder blades aren't pinched together, but they're open to the back of the heart space, level chin, eyes gazing slightly forward and up, energy in the fingertips, proper Tadasana, mountain pose. Now as we move through this next series of sun salutation, just unite your body and breath through the movement. So with an inhale, circle our arms up overhead, touching the palms, and then bring the hands down to heart center. And with an inhale, circle the arms up. And exhale, dive forward, swan dive forward, forward folds. This is our first fold. We'll make it count. You can sway a little bit, maybe straighten a knee, rebend, straighten the other one. Feel the body sway. Let your arms loose on the mat. And the knees, you can keep them slightly bent. You can press your chest against your thighs, bend as much as you like, just to save the lower back a little bit. And when you're ready for an inhale, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step back with the right foot. Right knee comes to the mat. And with an inhale, we rise up into low lunge. Hands and arms straight and forward. Maybe pressing a little bit with the hips forward. And exhale down, hands to mat. Left knee back onto the mat for table posture. And then lower down. I'm going to scoot back on my mat a little bit, but lower down all the way to the belly. Wrists underneath the shoulders. And with an inhale, press the feet down on the earth. Inhale for low cobra. Maybe float the hands. And then exhale back down, press up into table posture, tuck the toes, and press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg for three-legged dog, and exhale, step that through between the hands, drop the back knee, inhale, rise up into low lunge, and exhale, fold, plant the hands. Now as you inhale, we're going to step the right foot next to the left and rise up into a halfway lift at the same time. And exhale, fold, forward fold. And then inhale, rise, circling the arms up, touching the palms overhead, and bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up, touch the palms overhead, and swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Plant the hands on the mats. Left leg goes back this time. Drop the left knee. Inhale, rise. Hands and arms come forward and up. Arms are straight. Maybe press forward with the hips a little bit just to get an extra stretch. And exhale, down, hands to mat. Right knee goes back onto the mat. And lower down all the way to your belly. That low cobra position. Shoelace side of the feet on the ground, wrist under the shoulders. And inhale, rise up for low cobra. Imagine peeling your chest off the ground, pressing your pelvis into the ground, pressing the feet onto the ground. And exhale down. Press yourself up into table posture with an inhale. And exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg for three-legged dog. Exhale, step that through between the hands. Drop the left knee. Inhale, rise up into low lunge. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Now as we inhale, lift the back knee, step it forward. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise, circling the arms up, touching the palms overhead, and bring the hands down to heart center. You might be feeling a little bit of heat by now. That's okay, that's on purpose. It's a nice warm up for the body, connecting that breath to movement, that unity. Inhale, circle the arms up, touch the palms overhead, bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale, slight bend in the legs, load up, drive the arms up, touch the palms overhead. And exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifts. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back with the right foot. Inhale, rise up into high lunge. A lot more energy in the body here. Squeeze the glute of the back leg. And exhale down, plant the hands, step back into high plank, shift forward with the body, exhale down, chaturanga vinyasa, flow through, flip the feet in either upward facing dog or high cobra with the knees still on the mat. Either way, flip the toes, press back into downward facing dog. Lift the left leg in the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, step that through. Rise up for high lunge once more. Lots of energy here. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, step forward for halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Circle the arms up, touching the palms overhead. And bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back with the right leg this time. Lots of energy in this in this left glute. Rise up for high lunge. keeping your balance, arms straight up. Exhale down, plant the hands, step back into high plank, shift forward, lower down. Without touching the ground, flip the toes. Rise up either into high cobra or upward facing dog. Flip the toes again, lift the hips, press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step that through. Rise up into high lunge. Exhale, down, hands to mat. Step the left foot forward. With an inhale, rise into halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise again. Circling the arms up, touching the palms overhead. And bring the hands down to heart center. Load up into the legs. Circle the arms up. Touch the palms overhead. Slight back bend. And then swan dive forward. Forward fold. Plant the hands on the mat. Step back with the left leg. Set yourself up for a nice warrior one position. So the toes should be pointed forward. The front knee over the toes. This back leg. Maybe the toes point out about 30, 45 degrees or so. Just enough to where your heel remains on the ground. And when you're ready, rise up into warrior one. Nice sway, not a sway in the hips, but the hips pointed straight forward. So imagine your hips are like a bowl. You don't want them spilling forward, spilling back, spilling side to side. And you want both hip bones, or you want your hips themselves pointed straight forward. So nice energy there. Energy in this back leg, this back glute. Arms straight up, fingertips straight up, palms facing each other. Now drop the left arm, place it on the back leg, and begin as you gaze up at the fingertips, keeping the stance in the lower body, but begin to bend the body backward. This is exalted warrior. Take a breath here. Inhale, come back up to center. Lift this hand, and then wind the arms down and connect the hands behind the tailbone, interlace the fingers, thumbs pointed down. Now if you're here and you can't lift your hands away from your body, that's okay. You can remain here. If you're able to press the hands down and away from the body, lift the chest, lift the chin, wherever you are, and then roll through the hips and down, placing the chest either on the inside of the front leg, or you can place the chest on the front thigh. This is humble warrior. Take a breath or two here. When you're ready, with an inhale, strength of the arms takes you up. And when the hands touch the hips, release and bring the arms up. And then dive forward with an exhale once more. Placing the hands on the ground, and then begin to float the back leg off the ground with your hands still on the ground. And then squat a little bit in this front leg. Bring the left knee to the back of the right knee. This is Shiva squat. This is standing splits as you inhale to extend. And exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale for standing splits. And once more, exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, standing splits. And then place the foot back on the ground, back in that warrior one position. Little bend in the front knee. And inhale, rise up into warrior one. Step forward with the hands at heart center. Load up into the legs. Shoot the arms up. Touch the palms overhead. Exhale, come forward and down. Plant the hands. Step back into high plank. Shift forward. Lower down, Chaturanga Vinyasa. Inhale, flow through either high cobra or upward facing dog. Flip the toes again, hips towards the sky, into downward facing dog. Left leg Bring it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step that through. Inhale, opposite foot follows for a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Circle the arms up, touch the palms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. As we find the balance and stability that these postures require, let that mirror the balance and unity we seek in our own lives through effort and ease, or stira and sukha, is the Sanskrit. I'll load up into the legs once more. Shoot the arms forward and up, touching the palms overhead, and dive forward, forward fold. Step the right foot back this time. Again, toes pointed forward, knee over the toes, back foot's pointed out about 30, maybe 45 degrees, enough to keep the heel on the ground. And when you're ready, hands and arms come forward and up for warrior one. Nice breath here. Get your hips pointed straight forward. A little bit of effort in this back leg. Find that unity of effort and ease. Now drop the right hand towards the right thigh, right hamstring, and begin as you follow the fingertips back for exalted warrior. Let this right hand slide down to the back of the knee maybe. Nice stretch in the side body, left side body here. As you inhale, come back up to warrior one, and then drop the hands and arms behind you. Opposite stack of the fingers this time, thumbs against the tailbone. And if this is where you're at, that's fine. You can follow the same motion, but if you're able to, bring these hands and arms out away from the body. Lift the chest and chin with an inhale wherever you are. And then exhale, round forward, trying to press the hands and arms straight up towards the sky. Bring them forward if you're able to, resting the chest on the thigh or on the inside of the thigh if you want to turn up this treatment. Wherever you're at, this is humble warrior. Let the head hang heavy, maybe chin towards the chest a little bit. And with an inhale, strength of the arms takes you up, and as soon as the hands touch the hips, release. Bring the arms back up with an inhale, and then exhale forward once more, planting the hands on the mat, and begin to bring weight into this front leg as you float the back leg up into the air. This is the half split. Exhale down, bend in the front knee. Front of the right knee touches the back of the left knee, Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch down into the Shiva squat. Find what you can relax here. Find what needs effort. Inhale, half split. Exhale again for Shiva squat. Inhale, half split. Drop the back foot back into your warrior one position. Rebend in the front knee. Inhale as you rise up into warrior one. And then as you step forward, bring the hands down to heart center. Load up into the legs again. Hands and arms come forward and up with a slight back bend. And then dive straight forward, forward fold. I'm going to dive without hitting this window. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold again, planting the hands. Stepping back into high plank. Bring the knees down to the mat. And then I recommend recruiting a blanket or maybe a pillow, something to place your knees on. So this next series, kind of a mini series, will be opening the heart through camel pose. So place your knees and shins on your prop, and you can tuck the toes here if you like. Place the hands on the hips, just above the glutes, lower back area, fingers pointed down, thumbs pointed away. Begin to open the heart space here, just lifting the chest and chin. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale again, and as you exhale, begin to press the hips forward, trying to keep the front body straight as you just bend and you crack the heart space open, moving from the rib cage. Inhale, come back up to center. And as you exhale, begin to progress in this camel posture, trying to keep the hips pointed straight forward, pressure against the hips and the glutes with the hands. As you exhale and move back into your camel pose. Inhale, come forward once more. As you open your heart space, think about the unity within our relationship, how opening up and embracing vulnerability can bring people together. This is a pretty vulnerable posture, like any heart opener is. Works well with the theme of unity. So once more, we'll progress. Inhale, lift the chest and chin. And exhale, move from the rib cage, hips forward as you bend back into your biggest camel pose. When you're ready, inhale and come forward. Arms come forward and up. And then place the hands on the ground into a neutral table posture. You can remove your blanket or your prop, whatever you may have, off to the side. Tuck the toes. Press back into downward facing dog. Lift the left leg. Exhale, bring that through between the hands. And rise up into high lunge. I'm going to step back just a little bit for this next part, because we're going to bring ourselves into Warrior 3. So place the arms down by the sides, palms facing each other, wrists by the hips. And as you load up into this front leg, think about floating the back leg off the ground. As you find balance in this posture, you find the unity and balance between both sides of your body here. Nice tight, bracing in the core, strong on this side of the body, while the opposite side of the body does a little bit different kind of work. When you're ready, rock back, bring the hands and arms forward and up, slight back bends, and exhale, dive forward, plant the hands on the mat, step back into high plank, shift forward, lower down, another chaturanga vinyasa, flip the toes, upward facing dog with an inhale, and then exhale, meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step that through. I'm going to step a little bit short just from the space I have. When you're ready, inhale, rise up into high lunge. Same thing here. Bring the wrists by the hips, arms straight down the side body. And begin to load up into this front leg. Toes pointed forward, of course, knees stacked over the toes. And begin to take weight into the right side, floating the left leg off the ground. Flying here in this Warrior 3 position. Again, think of the balance each side of your body has to do. Nice and strong, straightening this leg here. And when you're ready, exhale, slowly rock back. Hands and arms come forward and up. Another back bend. And then dive forward with an exhale, placing the hands on the mat, stepping back into high plank, shift forward, lower down, flip the toes. Inhale, either high cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, flip the toes, press back into downward facing dog. Bring the knees to the mat wide, bring the big toes to touch. Sink back into a nice, well-deserved child's pose. Take a few breaths here. You can exhale through the mouth if you like, just to release some extra heat from the body. And after your next exhale, inhale, come up into table posture. Swing the legs around. Come on to the bottom. Move up into the upper third about of your mat. Extend the arms forward, and one vertebrae at a time. Slowly roll down onto your back. As soon as your head touches the ground, float your legs off the ground and give yourself a nice big hug. Embrace yourself well. You can rock side to side. You can rock back and forth if you like. Now release one leg, the left here in my case. Extend the right leg up. Place the right ankle over the left knee. A little bit of flexion in the ankle just to protect the knee a little bit. You can bring your arms out to a T and exhale. Take a twist over to your left side, placing the right foot on the ground, rolling over the outside of the left ankle. And your chin can fall over to the right side if you like, or you can leave your chin neutral. Extend the arm overhead as an option if you like a side body stretch, or you can bend in the left leg and grab your foot, grab your ankle. It's called grabbing the cat's tail for an extra stretch in the left thigh, or you can just simply remain neutral with your arms out at a T. Take a few breaths here, surrendering your weight to the earth, enjoying this stretch. After your next exhale, inhale, float the legs back to center, and then take a twist to the opposite side. Placing the right thigh on the ground, rolling over the side of your left ankle. Same options apply. You can float the chin towards the left shoulder. You can remain the chin neutral, take a side body stretch, but we won't be here in this position for too long. After your next exhale, inhale, float the legs to center. Extend the right leg. Place the sole of the right foot on the ground. Center yourself back in your mat if you need to. Extend the left leg up. Place the left ankle over the top of the right knee. Inhale, and then exhale as you roll over to the right side. Sole of the left foot on the ground, rolling over the outside of the right ankle. Same kind of options here. You can leave your chin neutral, extend your arm overhead for a side body stretch. You can float your chin to the right side. You can grab the cat's tail, grabbing the right leg, the right foot, the right ankle. You can remain your arms out at a T. You can even press your knee forward if you enjoy that kind of stretch, or you can bring your knee in towards the ground, also if you enjoy that. Just find what your body likes here. That's not a one-stop shop for everything. Each person's body is just a little bit different. So you may enjoy something and you may not enjoy another thing. If you've chosen a modification and you simply don't like it, you can definitely change it at any point. This is your practice. Make it unique to you. Another couple breaths here. After your next exhale, inhale, float your legs back up to center. And then exhale, let them fall towards the opposite side. Now for me personally, this stretch on my left side feels much different than my right. I feel like my right has a little bit more mobility as far as bringing the ankle a little bit more upright in this position. I feel a little tighter on this side. So this left side, maybe we can call the student side, the right side, maybe the teacher side. And it may change different positions. You may be able to do something better on the left foot than you are on the right foot, or vice versa. But unifying those two sides into one, that's okay. Student side, teacher side. After your next exhale, inhale, float the legs back up to center. Extend the left leg. Place the sole of the left foot on the ground. Shift yourself back into the center of your mat. Hug your knees once more. Embrace yourself well. Maybe take a couple rocks back and forth if you like. Squeeze your knees in really tight. Lift the upper back off the ground. And then expand out into your comfortable Shavasana. When I say your comfortable Shavasana, that's whatever modifications you would like, whatever props you want to add in to your Shavasana. You're more than welcome to do so. Maybe a blanket or pillow under the head, blanket or pillow under the knees. You can lay an entire blanket across your mat if you like, just to make your mat a little bit softer. Wherever you are, whenever you've set up your comfortable Shavasana, begin to surrender the weight of your body to the earth. Feel your heels heavy. Feel the wind maybe between your toes. Feel the air pass under the knees. Feel the weight of your legs and your hips resting against the earth. The weight of your upper back. The weight of your shoulders. Your upper arms, your lower arms, the backs of your hands. Surrender the weight to the earth. Feel the air pass through the fingertips. Surrender the back of your head to the earth. Let the eyes sink back into their orbits. Let the tongue fall to the lower palate. Imagine your brain sliding to the back of your skull. Nothing left to do, nowhere else to go. Just be here in the moment. Let go of your individual self, if only for just a moment, and feel the connectivity with everything around you. Allow yourself to merge with the larger unity of the universe. If you like, you can certainly remain in your Shavasana for as long as you want. If you want to follow along with the practice, begin to bring awareness to the rest of your body. Awareness in the toes, fingertips, the ankles, the wrists, and so on. Start to bring some small movements to the toes, to the fingers, ankles, wrists, limbs. Eventually extend the arms overhead. Point the toes for a nice full body stretch. Return back to your Shavasana. As you bend one leg, place the sole of the foot on the ground, my right side in this case. Shift your hips over to the right. Roll onto the side body, resting your head on your arm, placing a palm on the earth in this nice recovery posture, this fetal position. Allow your body some time to catch up. The nervous system, we're just in a nice relaxing posture. We don't want to come out of it too quickly. When you're ready, begin to press yourself up and come into that Sukhasana, nice, easy, cross-legged seated position. Palms on the knees, tall spine, nice lifted chest, level chin. Relax the eyes closed for a moment. As you leave this practice, carry with you that sense of unity we've cultivated throughout this practice. Be kind to those around you, because we're all connected. We're all in this together. Relax the eyes open. Let's take one more breath together before we close. Circle the arms up with an inhale. Touch the palms overhead and bring the hands down to heart center with an exhale. Thank you for joining me today in this practice. I hope you got something out of it. Namaste.